I'm known for being quite a shill in the Warhammer community, which, to be fair, I can completely understand where I get that from, because I constantly see the positives and sometimes the negatives. And one of the things I want to talk about today is 11th edition. I'm absolutely hyped. I can't wait to see this. I can't wait to see the models. I've been yapping on now for absolute weeks, months, probably years now about what's going to happen, Armageddon, all the rumors that we've been hearing about. But on the other side of that coin, I am very, very concerned as well, because I think Games Workshop, for the first time, may produce a box set which is not going to be consumer friendly in terms of prices. So let's jump in. Let's talk about everything surrounding this. Let's talk about my concerns, my hypes and stuff as well, because 11th edition is going to be announced this month, and it is coming this year, 2026. So let's start with the good before we get to, my concerns, the bad kind of things. And like I said, the biggest hype for me is the unrevealing of a new edition because of the potential story stuff you see attached to it. Yes, we'll get onto the negatives of the story stuff later on, but let's just focus on the positives for now. So the rumors are, of course, we're going back to Armageddon. That means it's going to be Marines versus Orcs. I yap about all the time how I absolutely love stories where it's Marines versus Orcs. To me, those are the best stories, because it's the Orcs and all their brutality and the Space Marines, the defenders of humanity, the good guys, right? Taking down the Xenos menace. I love it. Like, Hell's Reach is one of my favorite books. Like when they did like the Beast Arises series. I know the story's a little bit off, but as a whole, I love like the Imperium fighting orcs and stuff. Every single Orc versus Marine book I've always fallen in love with. I absolutely love it. So I'm really, really hyped, one, that we are going back to Armageddon and we're going to get stories around that. Potentially Gazskull going back to Armageddon, bringing this huge, gigantic fleet of orcs. We've already got chapters already on Armageddon, which I want to do a separate video about, because we've already got the Space Wolves, Black Templars, soon to be Blood Angels on there, and a bunch of other like companies from different chapters. They're on there as well. So potentially you're going to have a bunch of chapters taking part in this big battle. The Imperium's there, potential Primarchs getting involved. Gilliman's come back since then. The Lion's there. The Lion sent Gilliman a message. There's so much hype. There's so much talk potentially where they could kick off this new edition with. So that's why I get hyped. That's why I get excited. That's why I get into these kind of videos and just hands everywhere, because that stuff excites me. That's what my fandom is all about. I love that type of stuff. Not to mention, we're going to probably get another kick-ass CGI trailer as well, because if the rumors are true, and it does happen this month, the announcement trailer is probably going to be like the name of the box and the CGI trailer. So yes, I'm very, very hyped about that. But something that we've been discussing on this channel with previous releases of box sets leading up to 11th edition is the price. Like a couple of weeks ago, they released the Red Corsair box, and that was £160. And I'll be honest with you, I thought the Red Corsair stuff was brilliant, but that box set they put out, it's not worth, nowhere near worth £160. And I'm in this position now where I'm like, I'm hyped about this. This is going to be amazing. I want to keep talking about 11th edition, but there's that nagging thing in the back of my mind thinking, well, I'm going to hype it all up. We're going to get hyped about it. But what if it comes out and it's at a ridiculous price point? I personally think this box set, again, this is just pure speculation. This is no rumor, anything like that. I personally think this launch box set could be £200. And if it is £200, you convert that into the dollars, the Australian dollars, the New Zealand dollars, Canadian bison bucks and stuff. It is insane prices for these people to get in. Again, this is supposed to be a launch box set. Fingers crossed, GW maybe swallow some of their profit margins, because they do make huge profit margins, to say, hey, this is the start of a new edition, we want to get new people in there, and a lot of people do pick it up to get into that new edition. That's my hope for now, but I'm very, very concerned, one, with the prices of this. So yes, I've got the hype there for the models, I'm absolutely buzzing about that, but the prices, this is that big lingering thing which I think is going to scare a lot of people off. And as I mentioned, with the story stuff, with the orcs and stuff, again, gets me hyped, it gets me inspired. But on the flip side of that, I was really inspired and I was really hyped with the Leviathan stuff. Like, oh my god, this is the Segmentum Pacificus. It's been invaded by High Fleet Leviathan. The lore was that it's the biggest invasion we've seen since the Ultramarines took on Leviathan and stuff like that. This is going to be amazing. This is going to set up the entire edition. And technically, with the launch book, like the launch rulebooks, we got some absolutely fantastic lore at the back of that. Like, it described like this planet-side Tyranid organism that was like pushing through like the solar system, and like the Raven Guard saw it and they went back to alert people. I was like, oh my god, this is going to be like a narrative story. This is going to push it on. This is going to be incredible. We're literally going to have to stop this planet-size nig thing, whatever it was. But no, nothing. Absolutely nothing came from that. I'm still waiting to this day to find out what's happened. Yes, we've got like I think we got one Crusade book dedicated to the Tyranids, but beside that, everything with the Tyranids, like the Leviathan box set in the background, has just faded away. It's just blown away like a salamander on Isfahan, right? It's just ashes into the wind. And it makes me think, am I going to get myself so hyped up again? Am I going to get myself in that position again where I'm like, oh, this is going to be amazing with Orcs? And, you know, my hype sometimes gets you hyped. Am I going to start leading people down the hype path? And then boom, that's just going to be taken away from us because they're not going to expand on this. One theory that I do have, and one theory / hope I do have, is that Games Workshop is always one edition behind in terms of the story elements, so they don't back themselves into like a brick wall kind of thing. So maybe in 11th edition, we're going to start getting more of those Tyranid stories that can expand it. And then in 12th edition, maybe they'll expand the Orc stuff, which we're going to see at the start of this edition. I have no idea, right? I'm hoping for the best here. I'm hoping we get more stuff. Like, one of the big, I won't say rant, but one of the big things we absolutely just waffle about on this channel is the mishandling of the Loyalist Primarchs. It's a bit different with the Traitor Primarchs because, you know, it's like chaos, rawr, do this. When it comes to Loyalists, they're like an internal part then of the Imperium. And it's taken, what, three plus years now for the Lion to contact Guilliman? Like, we had it with the Arcs of Omen where the Lion learned that Guilliman is there. And then now, during this end campaign with the 500 Worlds, we've only got the Lion sending Guilliman a message. We haven't even had like a follow-up novel to the Lion novel. And the Primarchs are a massive part of Warhammer 40,000 now. And it seems like Games Workshop doesn't really know what to do with these characters that they're bringing back. It's either they don't know what to do, they don't care, or they're just, yeah, they're working at their own pace. I personally think like they're scared. They're scared of making these characters like essential parts, but once you bring that character back and that character's who he is, a Primarch like Lionel Johnson, you've made that choice. You've took that step now. You have to follow it up. You have to give this lore because people get excited about this content. You can't just say like a Primarch comes back and then just leave it like that and they're like there's just nothing for 3 years. That is absolutely atrocious, right? That you should be doing a lot better as a company if you're going to be bringing big characters back like that. That's my personal opinion anyway. I'm sure a lot of people in the comment section will disagree with bringing them back in the first place, which, again, I can completely understand. What's the point in bringing characters back like this if you're just going to mishandle them? They'd rather just stay lost or wherever they are, etc. in the lore, just keep them there because there's no point in bringing them back if you're not going to use them properly. Anyway, Chaperonios, sorry if this turned into like a little mini rant. Again, I just wanted to sit down and just talk about, I am hyped. I am going to be speaking about 11th edition a lot because I'm excited to see the content. I'm excited to see the models, Blood Angels versus, Goths. That's the rumor. That's what I'm sticking with. Some people are saying Space Wolves versus Goths. Let's see what rumors turn out right? Okay? The whispers of the warp or someone else's rumors. We shall see. But apart from that, I'm hyped. I'm excited. But yes, definitely, there is some negatives to this. I am concerned. Hopefully, Games Workshop will do the right thing, and it will be a buyable box for the majority of people. I hate to see people costed out of the hobby. I know some people will say, well, if they can't afford it, they don't deserve to be here. I'm not one of those people. I think with the money that GW is making, they should be doing a lot better in terms of prices. A lot better. But as I always say during my streams, Games Workshop answer to one person now, and that is the shareholders. They're in charge of the ship, because if GW lose profits, then that ship starts to shake. So I guess we'll see what the future holds. I'm hyped anyway. Hopefully we'll see a few more things coming this week. I'm going to be talking about the Black Library celebrations, because I've got some theories about that. Pandemonium! Is it time? Please, Dan Abnett, Games Workshop, Black Library. Someone give me the Yellow Bloody King. See you in a bit. Have a great day, evening, night, where you are in the world, and